Brian here from Thumper Fab. Today I'm going to walk you through installing our new rear chassis stiffener on your HD11 Defender. For the first step, we're going to use a 3/16 inch drill bit to drill out the rivets that fasten this plastic cover to the back of the vehicle. If the rivets start to spin while you're drilling them out, you can take a chisel and a hammer and break the head off the rivet once you have it most of the way drilled out. On these top two rivets, it may be easiest just to use a chisel and a punch to knock the heads off, as you have limited room to fit a drill in the pocket needed to drill these out. With your plastic piece removed, we can now move on to the next step. For the next step, we'll go ahead and remove our lower control arm mounting bolts. You'll use an 18mm wrench and an 18mm socket. Once you have these bolts removed, we'll repeat the process on the passenger side and we'll move on to the next step. For the next step, we're going to step up some holes on the underside of the frame. We're going to use a 3/8 inch drill bit. Once we get those stepped up, we can move on to the next step of our installation process. Here you can see our two holes that we plan to step up. We'll use our 3/8 inch drill bit. Once we get these stepped up, we can move on to mounting our support brackets. With our two holes drilled out, we can move on to mounting our support brackets before we get ready to mount our base plate. For the next step, we'll go ahead and loosely fasten our middle support bracket to the vehicle. This will go in between the bushing collars of our lower control arm. With our middle support bracket in place, we're going to go ahead and begin fastening the support brackets to the vehicle with the rearmost bushing collar. As you can see, the arm has sagged a little bit, so we'll have to line that up before we can feed the bolt through our support brackets and all the way through to where we can cap it off with our flange nylon lock nut. For the rearmost bushing collar, you're going to use your 95mm hex head bolt and a flat washer. You can go ahead and insert that through. Here you can see the driver's side rear support bracket. Once we have that through our bracket, we can go ahead and line our arm up so that we can feed our bolt all the way through the frame and through the control arm before moving on to the next step. With everything lined up, we can go ahead and drive our bolt all the way through our chassis into our middle support bracket, where we'll cap it off with our nylon lock nut and then move on to the front bushing collar. With your rear bushing collar bolt all the way through your rear support bracket, the frame, the control arm, and finally our middle support bracket, we can go ahead and install the bolt for our front bushing collar. This will go through our middle support bracket and through the frame as normal. We'll cap it off with our flange nylon lock nut and move on to the other side. Just a reminder, during the assembly process, you'll want to keep everything nice and loose, as it can cause difficulties when you're bolting everything up. We won't tighten up everything until the very end once we have all our fasteners in place. Here you can see our middle support bracket in place, as well as our rear support bracket. We just finished installing this fastener on the frontmost bushing collar of the lower control arm. With our support brackets in place on the driver's side, we'll go ahead and repeat the process on the passenger side. Once we get that all completed, we can move on to mounting our base plate and finally our upper support. For the next step, we can go ahead and mount our base plate. You want to make sure that when you're bolting your base plate up to the vehicle, that you line up all these large holes. As you can see, the hole pattern isn't symmetrical. So when you're putting it in a position, just make sure you line everything up. We'll go ahead and start with our outside holes that fasten to our support brackets. Then we'll move on to our front and our rearmost hole. With your perimeter bolt started, you can go ahead and fasten your rear center bolt. You'll have to use a fender washer on the inside of the frame, as the hole is oversized in the frame. Then we can move on to our front two bolts, and you'll want to place an M8 flat washer in between the frame and the base plate before you tighten everything down. Once you have all your lower bolts started, you can go ahead and tighten them up. Move on to tightening up your support bracket hardware before I move on to the upper section. With all of our lower bolts started, I went ahead and tightened up the three center ones. Now I'm going to go around the perimeter and tighten the remaining 6 before I tighten up our lower control arm mounting bolts. Finally, after that, we'll move on to our upper stiffener section. When you're tightening up your perimeter bolts, you'll want to leave the rearmost bolts a little loose so that we can tighten up our support bracket mounting bolts. Once we get this all tight, we will return and tighten our 2 rearmost bolts holding the base to the vehicle. With our lower control arm mounting hardware tight, we can return and tighten the 2 M8 fasteners at the rearmost section of our chassis stiffener. Once we get these tight, I'll walk you through the process of mounting our upper stiffener section. For our upper stiffener section, we'll go ahead and remove the rearmost bolt from our upper control arm. You'll use the same 18mm socket and wrench from before. Once you have both driver and passenger bolts removed, we can move on to installing our upper stiffener. If you're having difficulty removing any of your control arm bolts that need to be replaced to install the stiffener, it may help to unbolt the shock from your lower control arm. Here we've replaced our bolt when we did the long travel install, so I'll use a 16mm socket and an 18mm wrench. Once we get this shock and the load from the shock pressing down off the lower control arm, our bolts should come out more freely, allowing us for an easier install and less headaches. For the next step, we'll go ahead and install our upper stiffener. This will bolt in your 2 upper control arm mounting holes, as well as some OEM holes up here in the frame. Before you install this, you'll want to make sure that your rivets are completely removed that we drilled out earlier, so that it has a nice flush surface to install up against. We can go ahead and set it in position. We'll use our M12 by 90mm flange head bolts from our hardware kit. Feed them through the stiffener, through the frame, and into the arm. With our large M12 bolts all the way through our upper stiffener and through the arm and frame, we'll go ahead and cap them off with the same M12 flange nylon lock nuts we've been using on the other portions of the install. The same as with the lower portion, we don't want to tighten this all the way up. We're just going to get the nuts started while we install our upper fasteners. Once we have those in place, we can go ahead and tighten everything up. We've gone ahead and started our upper mounting bolts for our upper stiffener. I'm going to start by tightening these up, then I'll return and tighten our 2 remaining bolts. These will be the M12s that fasten your upper control arm to the frame. With our upper bolts for our upper stiffener tight, I'm going to tighten up our M12 hardware and move on to the next step. With our upper stiffener tight, if you went ahead and removed your lower shock mounting bolt, now would be the time to reinstall it. Once you get that all tight, the installation will be complete. You can go ahead and remount your tires and hit the trails and enjoy your new Thumper Fab rear chassis stiffener for your HD11 Defender.